Alright guys, hello and welcome to the YouTube channel. This is Dr. Round and today we will be going over my Warzone class setups. Let's get straight into it. To start, we're going to start with a very standard Overkill MP5 and GRAU class. This is going to be a standard version of both guns. To start, we'll have the Monolithic Suppressor, damage range, and suppression. It's going to be standard on truly every single weapon within Warzone. To follow that, we're going to have the standard barrel for the GRAU, which is going to be the Tempest Archangel. This is going to give us our standard barrel buffs, which are going to be damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control in Warzone, while also giving us our standard nerfs of ADS speed and movement speed. Just lets us kill a little bit faster at range, and also gives us, an absolute beam in our hand. Tac laser, this speeds up my GRAU a little bit, allows me to be a little bit more aggressive, which I'm going to do if I'm running two guns, including an MP5. Next, we have a Commando foregrip. This is going to be standard on all of my LMGs and ARs. You can run Operator, you can run Ranger, you can run Merc, you can run whatever you please. Just know that I prefer the Commando that I have on, and we'll continue to run that on any AR and LMG, and it is the standard AR and LMG. Next, you will have the 60 round mag. Some people prefer 50. Wow, that was horrid. I just think that 60 is perfectly fine. I don't see a big difference in the ADS speed and the movement speed within the guns to warrant the 10 bullet difference drop. Follow our standard MP5. It's going to be, like I said, the Monolithic Suppressor. Then Tac Laser, because once again, it's going to speed up the gun and allow us to get around the map and be more aggressive. Merc Foregrip, yes, this has been in CDLs and competitive and all that, but this thing is filthy. I'm going to cheese. I'm going to run it in Warzone on all my SMGs. There's no reason not to. It's truly... if you don't have this on, you are missing out. 45 round mags over the 30 round mag. The 30 round mag, after the 1.23 update, had the major nerf to it. I wouldn't call it major. This has never been my thing in Warzone. I find the 45 bullets to be more suited for Warzone, and we'll continue to run those. Following that, we have a rubberized grip tape. You can run stippled if you want to get really aggressive with your MP5. However, I like rubberized. It's just, it gives me more control at a mid-range fight, and that's where I find myself using my MP5 the most, and allows me to be most effective with it. Standard perk setup, you can run double time. I prefer EOD, kind of counteract those C4s a little bit. Within Warzone, we know they're overpowered. Overkill is standard, obviously. Anytime you grab a loadout before your free loadout 15 seconds before the storm closes, you might as well grab an overkill class with 2 weapons, because most other people won't have a loadout anyway. Finalize that off with tracker. Audio in this game's horrid. You can run battle hardened, which is very, very useful. You can also run tune-up to res your teammates. Some people also run shrapnel to recharge their lethal equipment, or maybe even amped if you run a rocket launcher. Any of these are viable. Perk 3 is by far the most competitive perk slot within the game currently. Lethal C4, it's broken. Nothing else to say. Run it, double tap your X or square, whatever you're on, whatever your lethal weapon button is. It's even trophies can't counteract C4s. It's horrid. Tactical, we're gonna run heartbeat sensor. This is gonna be standard on every single class. However, you can switch it for a flash or a stun late game, especially. It does become less and less useful as people become more and more prone to run ghost and stuff like that later on within the game. Next, we're gonna run once again a standard GRAU, so same exact attachments here: Archangel, Mono, Tac, Commando, and 60 round, everything the same. Follow that up with an HDR, which we will go over later, and that's just gonna be typical for any of my guns to restack them with a sniper for an overkill class. Here we will have our first Bruin. This is gonna be a Monolithic Suppressor again. Barrel, same pros and cons as before. Same underbarrel, 60 round mag down from 100. This makes the Bruin more mobile and allows us to really use it within Warzone as a hybrid AR as opposed to an LMG. Finally, rubberized grip tape, and you can go stippled if you want to play it a little bit faster. I prefer rubberized to reduce that recoil and keep this Bruin as a true laser beam. Once again, followed with an HDR, same perks, same lethals, everything like that. Standard MP5 here, again, everything that you saw on the first one. Why am I actually missing an attachment? There we go. First HDR here. So this is going to be the class that I will grab standard with the free loadout, just because I like sniping. This will allow me to pair it with any gun, and it's just my go-to sniping class, no doubt. We start with the HDR. I find it to be better. I mean, the Dragunov's horrid. The AX50 gets too many hit marks markers for me in Warzone and has too much fall off. The RETICLE is an option if you have it unlocked. I don't like that it doesn't have one-shot potential, and the explosive rounds got nerfed. I don't find it to be that useful. And then the Car 98 is a definite option. I'm not comfortable with it necessarily. I'm trying to be. I am getting better with it, just not my personal favorite. I go with the HDR. Monolithic 26.9 HDR Pro Barrel is going to do us the exact same thing. Damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil, ADS down, and movement speed down. Tac laser speed those back up. Variable zoom. This is key for the reticle in a second. And then the F-Tac Stalker Scout stock will increase our ADS speed, giving us a little bit more movement with this HDR around the map. I will run the second reticle on my variable zoom scope, no matter what. A lot of people like the third. I'm not a fan. I will always run the second. I don't like the default one either. To follow this, we will have another Brone class. So this one, you're going to start off with the same monolithic, same barrel, and same 60 round mag. Then we're going to throw on a tac laser and a PBX7 hollow. This is going to allow you to be a little bit more aggressive with the Bruin, but also gives it just a slight increase in recoil. Gonna still absolute laser beam though. Truly no issues with it. First MP7 class here, we're going to run a monolithic suppressor, FSS SWAT barrel, a tac laser here. This barrel is actually an ADS speed barrel. I like to play my MP7 fast. I find the gun doesn't have much recoil to begin with anyway, so, and it's not going to do enough damage to use at mid to long ranges, so I might as well play it very quick and get it close quarters, which is why we have the Merc foregrip and the stippled grip tape on it. Follow this, we have a different GRAU. This is going to be a monolithic with a Tempest against standard, commando standard, and 60 round. Here we're going to throw in the VOK or the Boomer optic. This is probably the most common scope used within Warzone. You can use this or the PBX7 hollow shown previously on the Bruin. Either is interchangeable, just whatever you prefer. Next, we have our first M4. We have a monolithic Corvus Custom Marksman barrel as opposed to the stock M16. The slight movement speed difference to me is worthwhile on the Corvus. I don't find the damage or the recoil, anything like that, to be that much worse. And yeah, I generally just like the Corvus more than the M16 lately, and I just recently made that switch. Commando foregrip again, 60 round mag standard, and rubberized grip tape. This can be switched for a tac laser if you want to be more aggressive with your M4. Say you are pairing it with a sniper and need something that can fight close quarters. Feel free to switch that. Maybe throw on a no stock if you really don't plan on using it at range. The M4 is a true melt machine, and you can do no wrong with this gun. Finally, we have our standard MP5. Again, everything just repeated. Only difference in this class is that you can run an RPG as your secondary within Warzone. A lot of people like to do it. I personally don't because, one, my teammates do it frequently, and two, I'm going to blow myself up with it. So, yeah. Alright, guys. Well, that is all, and thank you for coming to the YouTube channel today. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you back next week. Thank you.